everyone, I'm Dr. Z. I'm a clinical psychologist specializing in transgender care. Welcome to my channel. Today I'd like to discuss with you the truth behind ultimatums in relationships. When your partner gives you a complete ultimatum, what initially that means and whether there's actually a turnaround from ultimatum. It seems like lately I'm focusing videos on relationships, so if you are in a relationship, this is going to be a great video for you. So what am I talking about today? I'm talking about times when you are in a relationship, and whether it is whatever relationship may mean to you, you're married, you're in domestic partnership, or you've been with somebody for a long time, and you're ready to come out to your partner, and you do come out to your partner, and your partner gives you an ultimatum. An ultimatum looks something like this. You're not going to transition, and if you do transition, then I'm going to leave you, or I'm going to divorce you, or I'm going to walk away from you, or I'm going to leave you all alone. Any one of those sentences that leads to you ultimately ending up being alone. And ultimatums, really, in my opinion, as a psychologist, are things that never ever work in a relationship. Let me tell you why. Ultimatums, to me, are analogies to negotiating with terrorists. I'm sorry, this is a very bleak analogy. And I don't mean to say that your partners are terrorists by any means, but have you ever heard that expression, don't negotiate with terrorists? Or, when you watch those movies, 24, any other movies where they have the scenes where there's negotiations taking place between special forces and terrorists, and there's always a special force person who says, you never negotiate with terrorists. It's analogous to that. When somebody throws you an ultimatum, you don't negotiate with that, because there's nothing behind an ultimatum, unfortunately. Ultimatums are basically my way or the highway. There's no opportunities for flexibility. There's no opportunities for you. It's basically I'm the only one here and I'm the only one calling the shots type of scenario. Ultimatums are very painful because your partner in a way says that they choose to decide for both of you what's best in this particular scenario, and they're choosing that from their vantage point. And that's incredibly it's not only very painful, but it's incredibly, incredibly unfair to anybody who have devoted and committed to a relationship. Now, I can understand a lot of different scenarios that I think are appropriate. For your partner to say, I'm not really sure if this is going to work out for me. I'm not sure if I can go with you through transition. I'm not sure if this is something I signed up for, and if this is something still holds a vision what a relationship is for me. I'm not sure if I'm going to be open-minded enough about this. Now, all of the scenarios are completely okay in my book, because I believe that partners always have a right to make decisions for themselves too, just like you have to make decisions for yourself whether you need to pursue transition or not. But when the partner says ultimatum and sets an ultimatum, there's again no flexibility. And what's behind the ultimatum is a tactic to try to control the situation as much as possibly they can. And the reason why they're trying to control it oftentimes in this scenario is because they're scared. They're terrified. Fear is involved, and they're scared of losing what they have contributed to. They're scared of losing stability. They're scared of losing financial stability if there any ways are benefiting from your finances. They're scared of losing friendships around them once people find out that you're transgender. They're scared of how family is going to respond. They're scared how their mother is going to respond. Scared how, if there's children are involved, children is going to respond. Usually behind ultimatums, there's always fear. So if you can start discussing fear and what's behind that, maybe you can help them open up that ultimatum and understand how giving ultimatum is not going to work. And here's why ultimatums never work. They don't work because you can't have a partner who tells you no when it has to do with your health and if it has to do with your well-being. And the reason why it doesn't work, because if you don't do what you need to do to better your life, and dysphoria continues to get worse for you and continues to affect you on daily cases, you're going to notice it. And everything around you is going to start to be affected by that. And as a result, you're going to resent your partner because now your health is suffering because of their inflexibility. So it's a no-win-win situation. So you see how when your partner actually gives you ultimatum, and if they're really serious about it, really mean it, absolutely rigid, serious ultimatum, There's just no way about it. And at that point, you have to decide what's best for you. And you have to always do what's best for you. But hoping that the ultimatum is going to go away is really, in my book, kind of wasting your time. And hoping that it's going to get better is also wasting your time. Unless you're going to sit down and talk to them, hey, what's the deal here? I get a feeling that you're really scared. You're really fearful. And get underneath those fears. And maybe when you get underneath the fears, the ultimatum is going to change into something more flexible. But unless you're going to have the discussion and somebody absolutely puts a red light in front of you, there's no negotiations. Because that person is saying there's only going to be power over. You ever heard that concept, power over versus win-win? Power over is when a person is only interested in their way, period. There's only one way, and it's my way. And I'm inflexible. And I know that my way is right because it's right for me. And I don't care how you feel about it. That's power over situation. Win-win is when two people say, okay, this is uncomfortable for both of us. But can we find a win-win that can work for both of us here? So when your partner says, no, you can't transition, that's a power over situation. And that's not a pleasant situation. And that's a situation that doesn't give you much flexibility to even propose anything, to even propose to explore your gender, to even propose to start hormones. Why? Because the automatic answer is going to be, no, you can't. And if you do it, I'm going to walk away. So if you are in a position where your partner has given you ultimatum, in my opinion, they don't work. And in my opinion, they're not very helpful or healthy. And I think they're incredibly harmful. And if you're a partner and you're watching this, and if you've given your partner an ultimatum, I would suggest, instead of giving an ultimatum, if you genuinely believe you cannot be with your partner because they're transgender, to express them that you cannot be with them because they're transgender, because those individuals, your partners, by not transitioning, doesn't change the fact they're transgender. It doesn't change the fact they still feel very uncomfortable with their biological sex. So by giving ultimatum, you haven't really changed anything. It's not like, suddenly it goes away. So I don't understand when people give ultimatums and then continue living with their partners, knowing that their partners are struggling and suffering and ultimately are not comfortable with their biological sex. I just don't know how that's going to work. So again, I'm not trying to bang up here on partners, because I think that everybody has a right. And I always think that a partner has absolute right when their partner comes out as transgender to decide what's best for them. And if the best for them at that point in time is to walk away from relationship, that has to be also respected. And that is a decision that they can make. So if you're watching this and your partner giving you ultimatum, comment below. Let me know how that worked out with you. Did you negotiate with them? Did they become flexible? Was it a deal breaker? Let me know. I'd love to read your comments and love to see how that situation unfolded for you. And if you're in a situation right now, your partner giving you ultimatum and you are hoping that it's going to get better, the only way it can get better if you're going to start discussing what the fears are behind the ultimatum. And hopefully maybe a couples therapy can help you with that. So comment below, let me know. I'd love to read your comments, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye.